The following segments are pre-recorded and sponsored by Longworth Productions.
Major funding for Triad Today comes from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, making healthcare better for all. Men's health, classic cars, and more on Triad Today. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth. Welcome to another edition of Triad Today, coming to you from the Kernersville Auto Museum. We'll tell you more about the museum later on, and later on is when the roundtable shows up. We'll get into lots of controversy with those folks, so stay tuned. Where we want to start, though, is a familiar face to the show and his special guest. The familiar face is on my far right, the Honorable Danny Rogers, Sheriff of Guilford County, and his special guest, Major John Sellers. Welcome, gentlemen. Good to see you.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
Sir. Good to see you.
Sheriff, let me start with you. Since your office covers both Greensboro and High Point areas, I've had folks come up to me and say, well, what's the difference in the police department jail versus the county detention center? Are they different? Are they the same thing, or what? I get that question a lot. What is it?
Well, first of all, Guilford County has two detention centers. So we have one in High Point and one in Greensboro. High Point, or Greensboro, does not have, the police departments does not have any local lockups or jails. So we take care of all the detention centers ourselves.
That's what I was thinking. John, what kinds of programs do you offer to inmates and residents during incarceration?
Sure, yeah, both of our detention centers offer a wide array of programs to help with religious issues, substance abuse, educational programs. There's a myriad of things that we can do to support individuals while they're in our custody, as well as support them once they leave our facility, because that's often the problem is people come to our jail, and oftentimes people would just sit stagnant, wait for their court case to be tried,
right,
and then leave into the community and not get any support while they're with us. So
right.
Sheriff Rogers has done an excellent job of focusing on providing services in both of our facilities to support the individuals there, and then while they get out of custody. We have a jail diversion program which focuses on mental health, and then also a reentry program which provides services like housing, food support, job placement, and things like that to ensure that people have access to support outside of the jails.
Wow, so if I'm getting out like in 2 months or 6 months or whatever, how do I coordinate with your team to say, what it is I want to try to do, what skills I have or whatever? Give me an example of what you can do.
Sure, so we have staff that identify individuals who are getting ready to be released within a 60-day period, because we want to ensure that they're getting close to release. So they'll go up to the inmates' floors and they'll interview them, determine what their needs are, whether it's substance abuse, counseling and medication, housing, a wide array of issues.
Right.
Once they identify those issues, they will work with community partners to link the inmate or resident to those programs outside of the jail. And
that's really going to be good for everybody, once people are released. I mean, it's good for the whole community if they've got the support system, right?
Sure. And it's not just while they're in custody. Our staff also follow up with the individuals while they're out of the jail.
Wow.
They've got a window of time where they'll continue to communicate with the individual to make sure they're getting what they need.
Sheriff, what challenges are currently facing the Sheriff's Office?
Well, right now, our detention centers are not actually just detention centers from people that have committed criminal activities. For the last several years, we have been more of a mental health institution.
Wow.
So many people have been charged with criminal activities, but they actually have had mental health crises.
So they need help.
Yes. Then the backlog falls behind from the judge system, from the DA's office. They do a phenomenal job, but still yet, when you're dealing with mental health crises, then you have to make sure that everybody's evaluated and things are put in place.
Right. Before we wrap up, Major, I was just wondering, because you told me off camera, you grew up in High Point, right?
Yes, sir.
What led you to a career under a fine sheriff like Sheriff Rogers? What was it was it a relative or what?
Sure. So my father worked in law enforcement. He started with the sheriff's office.
Oh, okay.
Worked there for about 7 years and then transitioned to the district attorney's office and worked 47 total years in law enforcement. So he was a perfect model for me to follow after, and I'm thankful for him leading me down this path, and I'm grateful for Sheriff Rogers for entrusting in me the ability to work with him.
You got a good man here, Sheriff.
Well, thank you. Actually, we both from High Point, so we
Two High Point guys. All right. Well, I'm outnumbered here. I'm from Winston-Salem. I'm a Winston-Salem boy, but anyway, they're not going to hold that against me. Up on screen, GCSONC stands for Guilford County Sheriff's Office, NC, North Carolina. GCSONC.com. Please check that out. Lots of information there. The Honorable Danny Rogers, Major John Sellers, thanks for all you do to help folks in the community. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate it.
We'll be right back.
I am so
Why
frustrated.
can no one help me?
Waiting is the worst. I think it's healthcare is broken.
At Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, we get it.
Really?
Really. That's why we're making healthcare better for all. Starting with you. Yes, you, Daryl. We're making plans easier to navigate by putting your benefits, prescriptions, and details all in one place. Convinced?
No. But it's a start.
We'll take it. Blue Cross North Carolina. Making healthcare better for all. Starting with you.
The world's brightest are Fulbrights, Goldwaters, McNairs, and Spartans. Prestigious doesn't have to be expensive.
And we know you will make a difference wherever you go.
UNCG. Find your way here.
Back now on Triad Today. I'm excited about meeting this gentleman for the first time, and it's appropriate that we meet here at the Kernersville Auto Museum because we're talking about classic cars, and we do that with our special guest, Johnny Ransom. He's General Manager of GAA Classic Cars. Good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you.
What sets we're going to talk about the big auction in just a second, but you've got this great palace it is a palace in Greensboro that these car auctions go to. What sets yours apart from other collector vehicle auctions?
We don't. A lot of people use the phrase travel in circus, so to speak, from one town to another. We're right there. All of our sales is held under one roof, 8.5 acres under one roof. We got a huge facility, and so that opens up us to our customers, leads right into our customer services. We're not going nowhere.
Right.
We're there. So I think we take it over the top on that aspect.
Yeah, it's just you have to see it to believe it, folks, and we're going to tell you all the dates and everything coming up about the big auction. But this is so many cars. I think you said off camera almost 800 cars will
Absolutely.
be at the one later this month.
Yes, it is.
Now, you have this event coming up where one of the things that interests me is there's sort of a celebrity angle to it because one of the cars up for auction used to belong to Jimmy Buffett.
That's correct. It's still titled in his name. We've actually, Mr. Green's bringing this out of his collection that he had. We bought this previously, probably 5 years ago, but he's going to let it go this sale here. And it does really well. People love, to connect to it. So,
yeah.
People always want a piece of history, and it's really easy to be able to do.
When I want to try to communicate to folks too, and you can probably do it better than I can, but folks, I went to one of these things, and the thing is, I didn't go in to buy anything. But just to see it, it's like going to a museum to see all these cars because you think about, hey, well, I just saw a car like the first one I owned or like my daddy first owned. So there's something for everybody, isn't it, Johnny?
Absolutely. It takes you back. You'll be able to reminisce about the day when you was a kid and got to ride around in that 72 short bed pickup truck that your dad had when you was little, and you didn't wear no seat belts. You just slid around in the big seat from one side to the other. Didn't think nothing about no seat belts.
No.
But yes, you do. You get to take yourself back. And, the American way is cars, and I mean that's part of our history.
Right.
And everybody's got a car one way or another, and somebody relates to a car or their first car or whatever. As we get older, I want to get back to myself. I like to get my first car.
Right.
And I will have my first car back. I ain't got there yet, but I'm going to. So
very quickly before we run out of time, you do a lot of charitable work. Just mention one or two quick things where you've helped to raise money through these auctions.
Yes, we've done some stuff through. We do a lot of stuff through Samaritan Purse. We've done when Helene came in, we raised a bunch of money to rebuild homes up there. We are very, very connected to our state, our community. We always trying to do stuff like that. We do one charity on Friday and a charity on Saturday, and normally it's somewhere within our state to give back.
Now, I want to put up on screen, TJ, I want to go ahead and put this up on screen. I want to make sure I've got time to do it. So we'll do it a little early. GAA Classic Cars Auction, July 23rd through the 25th. So that's coming up. It's at the Palace. They actually call it the Palace, and you'll see why when you go out there. It's at 301 Norwalk Street in Greensboro. The website is gaaclassiccars.com. There's free parking out there. There's concessions and all sorts of things. This is a real experience for people, and I really want them to come out. So let me go back real quick. You mentioned you're going to get the car that you hope to get the car you first.
Yes, I am.
What was your first car you ever?
1970 Bonneville, 2-door coupe.
Now, did you buy it, or is that first?
That was the first car I bought it. It was parked behind my house. When my daddy blew the motor up, it was there for years. So I was always tinkered with cars with my dad as little, as was growing up, and mine and his project was to get that car running. So,
right.
It was great.
I just think this is great. And I think kids under a certain age get in free to this thing coming up July 23rd through the 25th. It's 3 days. Like I said, you don't have to come out and bid, but if you want to bid, it's exciting. These cars are coming through there rapid fire, and the whole family will enjoy this. Johnny, thanks for all you're doing, and thanks for coming by.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the invite.
All right. We'll be right back after this. Hi, I'm Jim Longworth, reminding you that Triad Today also airs on GTN Spectrum Channel 13 and streams on WFMY Plus, free on Roku and Amazon Fire.
Now boarding zone 3.
Back now on Triad Today, and I'm so glad to have this gentleman with us again. He's been a guest before, many times before on the show, and the last time he was here, he was about to get married, and now he's got, you said, a baby on the way?
Yeah, a little baby girl.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations. And of course, we're talking, of course, with Raphael Roscoe, Director of Recruitment for the SEO Scholars North Carolina program for Shift Ed. And speaking of babies and kids, let's talk about kids a little bit older. Remind everybody what the SEO Scholars program is all about.
Yeah, so SEO Scholars is actually in partnership with Shift Ed. And what we do here is we recruit 9th graders that are motivated individuals that want to go to college. And what we do is essentially provide them a bunch of resources and opportunities for 8 years of their life, and it is free of charge. Anything from things like academic support, emotional, really building this like-minded community here internally, so that way they have a group of students that they can continue to, progress and get farther into school and education as a whole together.
So they're driven, they want to go to college. Is there any other criteria in terms of selecting who's going to participate in the program, or what?
Yeah, so that's part of what I do, and there is an application because we try to mimic the college-going culture where you have to apply to join SEO Scholars, and what we do is ask them for a few general questions, a little bit about why they want to join this program and what their ambitions are for the future, and essentially, what brought them to this place that we are here at SEO.
Right. Now, give me an example, because you reeled off several real quick. Let me circle back to something you said a minute ago. Give me an example of what the program offers to students that's kind of unique. Give me a couple examples.
Yeah, so we do anything from having a curriculum that helps the students prepare for things like, for example, possibly going to school abroad or possibly going to school in another state, not just in North Carolina. So they get an academic curriculum based on math, ELA. We offer free tutoring Monday through Friday during the week. They also get to essentially partner with mentor panels where if they have an interest or a career path that they want to learn more about, we bring those individuals out and they get to learn more about what it is and what it took to get to that point.
Really opening up their vistas to all these things. And how many years have you been doing this?
Yeah, so I'm going right now into year 3.
Well, then let me ask you this. Is it too soon for you to answer this question? What kind of feedback do you seem to be getting from kids and parents in terms of the impact maybe it's having on the program, or have you gotten any feedback?
Yeah, so we actually just had our first graduating cohort this past June, and those students are getting ready to go to college. So a lot of those parents and even students that are upperclassmen in our program have said, wow, like this has really changed my life. I've seen the benefit. You know, it took me some time to buy in, but thankfully I did, and I kept through with it because it helped them not just prepare for college, help them get through the process, because I was a first generation college student, and navigating those waters can be scary and daunting. So just providing that extra backbone, I think, really helps the family as a whole, you know, get through what it is to get to college.
Right, and that college experience meant a lot to you, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because, you know, it helped me not just pursue one degree, but I went back and got a master's degree because I saw the benefit of it. So really just showing the students that there's lots of opportunity, and really all you have to do is get a little help, you know, invest in yourself a little bit.
I asked you this before when you were here, but just for folks maybe that didn't see that segment, I'll ask again. What gratification do you get personally from doing your job?
Yeah, so I get a lot of different things, but I think the biggest one for me is, for example, seeing the face of students as they're walking across their high school stage, and then being unique because they get things like unique SEO tassels and standing out and letting people know that, hey, I went through this program and look at where it got me. For example, we have students that are going to UNC Chapel Hill in North Carolina, or we got even some students going to the Ivy Leagues in Columbia. So it really is just seeing how much this support has done for that student.
Up on screen, shift-ed.org. Please check that out because it gives you lots of information, including, I assume, Raphael, that they can manipulate, go through and navigate that portal to find out how they can apply and any forms or anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And you'll find my information on the website, and that is my job to help students apply to the program. So you'll find my contact info.
You're a good man. And once again, congratulations on the marriage. Congratulations on the upcoming event with the baby. And you'll have to come back and give us a report later.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jim. Always a pleasure.
Thank you, young man. We'll be right back after this.
I got free meals. What do you mean? No, seriously, how much did you pay us? I didn't pay anything. I learned how to cook all of these fresh foods that were delivered to my house. Everything in that grocery bag that's fresh, I had a recipe for it, and I know how to cook. It encouraged us to eat better, to shop better, make better decisions.
Back now on Triad Today, we're going to talk about men's health, and we're going to do it with a special guest who's been a couple of years since he's been here, but he's been here before, and we welcome him back. Dr. Brandon Craven, he's a urologist and medical director for acute care services at Novant Health. Good to see you again, young man.
Yes, very good to see you.
Look, how would you this is going to sound like a stupid question, because I'm going to ask you, how would you describe what an enlarged prostate is? People say, well, Jim, you're stupid. It means that it's large. I understand that. But how large is large? What's the problem?
Sure. So the prostate wraps around the urethra, kind of like a donut. Okay?
Yeah.
And the urethra is the tube you urinate through. So as it enlarges, it actually grows bigger on the outside, but it also grows bigger on the inside.
And constricts.
And that's the problem with an enlarged prostate. A normal prostate for a 20-year-old man is about the size of a walnut, or 20 grams, we would estimate. And it grows as you age, but I mean, I've seen prostates up to 800 grams. The average man with an enlarged prostate, probably twice normal size. The real issue, though, is that constriction.
Yeah. Now, what are some of the symptoms of an enlarged prostate that we should worry about? Because sometimes, like you said, it doesn't matter that much, but what are some symptoms when it does matter?
Sure. So it's mainly urinary symptoms. It's more frequent urination, more urgency of urination. You go to the bathroom and it takes a minute or two to start. You dribble after you're done.
Right.
You're waking up 2 or 3 times at night. You know, I have guys who tell me I'm peeing in the snow next to my grandson. He finishes and walks away, and I'm sitting here dribbling on my shoes a minute later, you know.
Graphic, but true. Bonnie's back there laughing at that. But look, now, is this just I can say this because I'm in my 70s, but is this a normal thing as you get older, or it's not normal because you get older?
It's normal for the prostate to enlarge as you get older, yes. It is not normal for you to have urinary symptoms that are bothersome to you.
I got you. Now, I'm going to use a term that Bonnie sent over to me on an email, aquablation. What is aquablation? How does that differ from traditional prostate procedure?
Sure. So traditional treatment for enlarged prostate is to go in and remove part of the prostate. And the classic thing is a TURP or a roto-rooter, a lot of guys call it. And you go in there and you scrape out the inside of the prostate. Aquablation is the newest generation of tool to do that. Instead of using an electric knife, which can cause some complications, we use a pressure washer, for lack of a better term. It's actually a water jet that removes the tissue.
Wow.
The cool thing about it is that it's all directed with a robot under ultrasound, and we can be very precise with what we cut, and that preserves sexual function better than any of the previous tools we had.
Wow. And so, yeah, what about recovery time?
So typically we would stay in the hospital overnight, although some men can go home the same day. Catheter usually just 1 day or so, and then no heavy lifting for several weeks while you heal, but otherwise you're back to normal activities within a week or so.
I told my wife I can't do any heavy lifting, but she wants to see a doctor's note to, and she doesn't believe me. Who's the best candidate for this new procedure, do you think?
Well,
or is it for everybody?
So, not for everybody.
Not women,
no surgery
of course.
Is for everybody.
Not women.
Right? And I have yet to find a woman with the prostate.
No.
But what I would say is that if you are bothered by your urinary symptoms, you have a prostate that is between 40 and 150 grams. Now, your doctor would have to tell you that with measurements.
Right.
You do not have prostate cancer, and you're worried about preservation of sexual function, that person is the ideal candidate.
Right. You were on like I said, a couple of years ago, but for people that don't remember that visit, very quickly, just remind folks what got you into the healthcare business.
Well, so I've told lots of jokes about this over the years, and the truth of the matter is that when I was 6, my brother was born very premature. He was very ill. I watched the doctors take care of him and save his life, and that put in me a desire to become a surgeon. Now, I would say that God ordered my steps to be where I am more than anything else.
Right.
When I have little old ladies ask me, I always joke this because I love the male anatomy, but as we know, that's not really it.
Up on screen, call Novant Health Urology. You can go to Kimmel Park in Winston-Salem. That's 245-2100. You can visit novanthealth.org as a general website to check out. It has many portals that you can read about in that. Dr. Craven, I appreciate all you do for so many people.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, young man. We'll be right back after this.
At Sutton Brothers, we're confident we can help you solve your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs.
So confident that we'll fix it or it's free. Our highly trained technicians will diagnose your problem and fix it with either a repair or replacement.
And if we can't fix it, you won't pay the trip fee.
So the next time you have a problem, call us.
We'll make sure you're completely satisfied.
Guaranteed.
Call Sutton Brothers today and be confident things will be done right. Schedule online at suttonbros.com.
Major funding for Triad Today comes from Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, making healthcare better for all. The Roundtable is brought to you by Sutton Brothers, locally owned and operated and serving all of your HVAC, plumbing, and electrical needs. Back now on Triad Today, just about time for the Roundtable, but a quick shout out to the good folks here at the Kernersville Auto Museum. It's free to come out and see these wonderful cars on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hope you will do that. And now we come to the segment that I like to refer to as Three Boys and a Girl. That kind of weird
it's
movie.
Clever, Jim.
It's an R-rated.
One man and 2 boys and a girl.
Yeah, I'm not even going to touch that. Ogie Overman, Rosemary Plybod, and Keith Granberry. All right, guys and gals, beginning October 1st of this year, when motorists in North Carolina are asked by police for their license and registration, most of us will have to be handing over our phone instead of reaching for our wallet. That's because the state is eliminating paper registration cards. You okay with DMV getting rid of paper registration, Ogie?
No, I mean, it's a habit of just reaching the glove compartment. I mean, that's what you do.
I know.
I don't like it at all.
Rosemary?
Well, I'm hoping not to get pulled over and have to do it. However, this is one instance where I think we do need the paper because you don't know who's going to be driving your car. I mean, in my family, there could be several of us who are driving it and they may not have it on their phone. Or if you need to lend it to somebody.
I think this is problematic, Keith.
I think it's totally problematic. It needs to be in the car. If, like Rosemary said, if I'm not driving my car, my daughter's driving, or someone else is driving my car, they pull them over, there's a problem.
Yeah, I don't like it. Until now, if your doctor leaves to go to a competing practice, she's not allowed to tell you where she's going. But now the North Carolina Senate wants to get rid of the non-compete contracts like that, which will allow for full disclosure. What do you think? Good for patients, bad for companies? Ogie.
It's good for patients. That happened to me. My doctor left her practice, and they wouldn't tell me where she went, and we had to track her down, and she ended up in Danbury.
Yeah.
And we went all the way to Danbury to find her.
That's not right. Rosemary.
Not right.
Yeah, I think this is good for patients. I think this is the right thing to do.
Yeah, Keith.
I think it's absolutely great for patients. I mean, they need to be with the best care. If they feel comfortable with that doctor, they need to know where that doctor's going.
All right, controversy is still brewing over a Mississippi father who accompanied his two little daughters, into the women's restroom at a local store. They had to go to the bathroom. Are you okay with a dad going into a woman's restroom or a mom going into a man's restroom so they can let their small children use the toilet? Ogie.
What they need to do simply is to have an employee tell the employee that's stationed by the restroom that I'm going in with my daughter, to go in, make sure there's nobody in there, and then let them go in by themselves.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Rosemary.
Well, this situation has been blown way out of proportion.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, I think. But I think whether the little boys go in with their moms into the women's restroom or vice versa, I think there needs to be, we can work this out.
You and your husband have had to do that, right? Y'all have had to do that with your kids.
We can be decent people.
Keith.
I think it's according on the age of the kids. And I think if it's little small kids, a man should probably take the little girl in the men's bathroom and protect her in a stall, and if it's vice versa, so that they are there and protecting them. That's what
all right. According to CNN, only 14% of all purchases are made with cash these days, and that's down 50% from just 10 years ago. Guys and gals, you think America will eventually become a cashless society? And if so, would you be okay with that? Ogie.
I really hope not, Jim. There's so many things wrong with that. There's so many instances of potential fraud, and you need walking around money. You just do. I mean, I do. I collect coins and bills, and you need it.
Right, Rosemary.
Yeah, I think there's also an equity issue in making sure not everybody can get access to a credit card or even to a phone. And so I think we need to have some sort of way of keeping cash within our system.
Keith Granberry.
Access. Many people in the communities that don't have the funds don't even have bank accounts. So this is just, you got to have cash.
All right, finally, according to recent studies, 30% of Americans sleep in a t-shirt or underwear, while 40% sleep in pajamas. The rest sleep naked en naturel. These studies say that what you wear in bed reveals a lot about you and your character. Guys and gals, what does your sleepwear reveal about you? Ogie.
It's not a character issue, it's an age issue. I've gone from naked to underwear to pajamas.
You've gone the whole deal.
We didn't need to know all that.
And that's all in just one night. That's just in one night. You've gone from Ogie will get changed in one. Rosemary, what does your sleepwear say about you?
No comment. I don't know. Anything I say could be taken the wrong way. I'm just not going there.
And we will too.
I didn't ask you what you wore. I just said whatever you wear. What does it say about? All right, Keith. What does your sleepwear say about you?
It says I'm a leader. I'm a man. I'm a true visionary.
Oh, yep. That doesn't answer the question.
Oh man. We're all going over to Ogie's house later on and just
no, we're not going over to Ogie's house
several times. Well, that's all the time we have. Oh, except for this, a company in China now is offering a car. This is a true story. They're offering a car with a built-in toilet to it. Their slogan is, "We'll keep you going while you're going."
Oh my God!
Does that make any sense? Did you get that?
Yeah, I got it.
Man. For all of us here on Triad Today, we're all going over to, we'll go to Keith's house first.
Yeah, exactly. A real visionary.
Yeah, we don't know what he sleeps in. We'll see you next week.